What's up, elevators? Laz here.
Mary here.
And welcome back to another episode of MBE. And today we're going to be talking about the balanced human being. In previous episodes, we talked about what it looked like to have an imbalance of feminine and masculine energies in both sexes. Today we're going to be talking about what a balanced being looks like.
To the best of our abilities, of course.
Right.
The first thing I feel that makes us feel balanced, because we're talking about feelings here, is forgiveness. I think that's the first step in desiring the idea of being balanced, is forgiving yourself and forgiving those who've hurt you.
I feel like forgiveness plays a huge part in providing balance in your life, because if we can forgive ourselves and others, we're not holding on to any baggage or any resentment or any trauma. Learning to forgive and let go is the very first step in finding balance in your life. Disclaimer, what we're talking about here is our opinion and based on our views. Take this with a grain of salt. Nothing we say here is 100% fact to anybody. Everybody has a different point of view.
Yeah, exactly. The whole point of these videos is just to help everyone understand the idea of balance and how important it is to understand what the feminine energy and the masculine energy is all about, and how we need to be conscious of both in order to feel like we are aligned with ourselves emotionally, spiritually, and physically as well.
You have to work on yourself first. Once you get right with you, mentally and physically, then you can project your positivity onto the world, and that's how you make the world a better place.
Exactly, 100%. So the first step in getting right with you is forgiving yourself. Forgiving your past, letting go of what you did or you didn't do, or what you did to others or what they did to you, letting all that go and forgiving them and forgiving yourself, because that is the first step to healing, is forgiveness.
Okay, so once you've learned to forgive yourself and let go, the next step is learning how to love and be loving to yourself and others. Once we allow ourselves to let go and forgive, it makes it easier for love to come into our hearts, because we no longer hold resentment. We move away from the resentment and we add in the love. And that just changes our lives completely. It helps you see the world in a brighter lens. It's not so gloomy and dark anymore, it's more bright, lovely, and beautiful. And that's what life is. It's about sharing and spreading that love.
So you said that once we have forgiven ourselves, we're ready to love, right? So
we're ready to allow love into our lives.
Okay, so if we're ready to allow love into our lives, that means we're ready to love ourselves. Because we have to love ourselves first before we allow love into our lives.
No, you're right. And you know what? And it's not as easy as, I'm going to love myself now. It's a process. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes having an open mind. Okay? It's not as easy as 1, 2, 3, guys.
It takes patience.
Lots of it.
And that goes back to being forgiving, because we can be really harsh on ourselves and we're our worst critics. So forgiving yourself and not being so hard on yourself is another way that you love yourself. So one really easy way to start loving ourselves is caring about how we look. Physical is very important. As important as your mental state, your emotional state, your physical state is extremely important. And one of the easiest and best way that you can show that you love yourself is by taking care of yourself on a physical level. I'm talking exercising, stretching, yoga, meditation. Just simple little habits like that. It doesn't have to be extremist. You don't have to be working out for hours. You can be working out for 25 minutes if you're not somebody that likes to be active. But just the effort, like you said, that you put into yourself is showing you that you care for yourself.
And you know what? Once you've taken care of the physical, you have to work on the mental. I mean, really, it's kind of a two-way street here when it comes to mental and physical. You have to kind of be working with both at the same time because they kind of support and lean on each other. So once we allow love into our lives, the next step would be to have an open heart and also an open mind. Now we have an open mind to listen to others instead of hearing them. And we have an open heart to listen to their emotions and take it in and reflect it back with your own perspective. What I'm trying to say is it's all about communicating and being open. That's a really crucial part about being a balanced human being, is having that communication and connection with others. That's what makes this human experience powerful, that we're able to do that. And we're able to all feel and experience different things and share with each other and build strong bonds with each other.
So what you mean is it's not just about taking care of yourself in all levels and showing yourself love, but it's about being able to allow yourself to be loved by others. And in order for you to do that is for you to listen to what the other person has to say, even if it means that it's going to feel insulting. I feel that a lot of the times when we have a misunderstanding with our significant other or with a friend, we close ourselves off because we don't want to hear their perspective, because we don't want to believe that we are not perfect.
And I'm glad you went into that. Because in relationships, you have to have a lot of patience. And not just sexual ones, friendships, just in all levels of relationships, you have to have a certain amount of patience and understanding. You have to comprehend that certain actions that you do, you cannot see or you cannot perceive them the way that somebody else can. So that's why it's important to listen to other people when they tell you that you're acting a certain way or you're doing something that's maybe not right. And that's the beautiful thing about this experience, because others that know you in a relationship can tell you things about yourself that you don't even know, that you can't even see. They act like a mirror that reflects back onto you. So that's why it's good to have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. This helps us grow and evolve, guys. And if we're constantly thinking, oh, we know all the facts, it's all about facts, and we know what's right because I can Google this. Guys, it's not all about facts. There's so much more out there. So much more to experience, so much more that we don't know. Facts change. One day, one thing can be true, and then the next day is not. The only thing that we do know is that we don't know anything.
We do know that love is real.
That's the only thing.
That's the only thing
that I feel that is true. And when we talk about love, we don't talk about, oh, I love you. It's a deep feeling in your heart. It's something that burns with passion. It's fiery. It's beautiful.
I see it as spirit.
Yeah,
That's how I view love, as my spirit. So when we're open, we have to be open to listening, not just hearing, because we said hearing, listening. There's a difference, and if you don't know the difference, you can check out our video on hearing versus listening. But we have to listen to what other people have to say about us. We have to allow it to sink in, because that is how we understand what that person is saying. That's the only way to truly comprehend what that person is saying, is by allowing it to come inside of us. Literally.
All right. I guess we went there. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel that when somebody critiques you about something that you've done, and they tell you what they think, instead of taking it to heart and closing yourself off or feeling insecure, take that as a compliment. Take that as constructive criticism. Because it is. It really is. You're not really supposed to take that to heart like that. You know, even if your worst enemy tells you, you say thank you for letting me know, and I will improve. That's what it's all about. It's all about recognizing these patterns and improving upon them. That's what evolution is.
I mean, now that you even said that,
And guess what? Evolution is not only physical. Evolution is very much mental as well. So think about that.
if it's physical, it has to be mental. Like I said, we have to have both. Just to tag along to what you said, when we accept our flaws, we choose to grow. Think about that. If you are allowing somebody to criticize you and you aren't taking it to the heart, like he said, you are choosing to comprehend what that person is saying, so you want to evolve, you want to grow. And that is really the whole point of this. That is the whole point of this human experience, is to grow, is it not?
Learn, grow, and share.
Yes.
And love.
Of course.
So now that we're open-minded and loving and understanding, we develop a sense, I wouldn't say of attachment, like a positive attachment to the things that we love. And when we have an attachment to the things that we love, we naturally create the passion to want to protect that and preserve that. You know,
Yes.
I feel like that's one of the biggest tells of love, that you want to defend, fight, and protect for something, because that's what love is. It's something you're willing to fight to the end for, something you're willing to go out of your way and move mountains to protect and preserve it. In life, we separate what wishes to harm us, and we embrace what improves us.
That's the process. That's how we grow. In order for us to learn, we have to make mistakes. And when we make mistakes, we're obviously going to get hurt. It's just how it is. But by us making mistakes, that's how we learn boundaries. That's how we create limits for ourselves. Because it's easy to say, yeah, I love people, but who are you choosing to love? People that love you back, or people that just want to use you?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a very fine line in what true love really is. And if you love yourself, you need to have self-respect. And that's what protection is all about. Is not just loving other people and wanting to protect them and wanting to fight for what you love, but it's also about creating boundaries to protect yourself. Because when you have an open heart, you want to be selfless, but we have to know who to be selfless to and who to have a guard with as well.
Exactly, and it's good that you brought that up, because it goes back to what I was saying about attachment. There's positive attachment, but just like how there's positive, there's also negative. And you can be in a very toxic relationship that you might or might not know it's toxic, but if you don't let go, it's gonna harm you on levels that you don't comprehend. So it's good to notice these things, all right? Because we're all gonna fall for it. We're all gonna be in that toxic relationship, and that's all part of the learning curve. It's all part of the process.
Yeah.
We gotta fall down to get right back up, right? But it's realizing those patterns and cutting the cord.
So now that we have self-respect and we have boundaries, we feel confident in ourselves now. And that's really where we want to be. So we have to go through all these steps to get to confidence, because it's not as easy as it looks.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Confidence, like love, takes time to adapt to and build. And once you have all these things, though, it all just kind of meshes into one. You know, so confidence doesn't seem like such a far-off goal, such a far-off idea. Once you learn to love yourself, be open, or be open-minded, open-hearted, just being yourself and not caring and learning from your mistakes, confidence comes naturally. You exude confidence. It comes out of your pores. People can smell it. People can see it. It's magical.
When you're confident, you're self-assured. You know what you want, and you're gonna go after it. And it's easy, like you said, because you already love yourself. You've already forgiven yourself, you've already forgiven others, you've already healed, right? Or you're healing. So having self-assurance is just natural. You don't really think about it. It's not, we're giving you these steps, but in reality it doesn't really work like that.
Exactly. Like I said, it meshes together, right? And once you have this confidence and this drive, this creates clarity,
Yep.
which is
It's the goal.
the goal, because clarity helps you see. You see the world through a different lens. And once you have this clarity, you remove doubt. And when you remove doubt, you remove fear.
Mm-hmm.
One of our biggest adversaries is fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of the future, fear of the past. Just fear in general sets us back
A lot.
and it blinds us. Fear is darkness, right?
And we're trying to step into the light.
Right, and light has clarity. It brings clarity, vision.
So to us, the ideal balanced human, or what we feel a balanced human looks like, is a loving, forgiving,
Protective and confident person.
exactly.
Once you have all these elements, you learn to live life as we feel was intended.
Free.
Free. A life without fear is
Liberty.
exactly. Because we tend to, with our own fears, we tend to create prisons within our head. We become prisoners of our own fears. And what is fear? But a mere illusion. If you created it, you can destroy it. It's that simple. You give it the power, guys. You give it the power. You give it the will. You give it the will to bend you into whatever form it wants. But one day, you have to say, I'm done. It's over. I'm ready to be a better me. I don't want to be afraid anymore. I don't want to be blind. I want to see. I want to be free. And yes, that rhymed.
And this all goes back to being conscious. If we have clarity, that means we're conscious. We can visualize what we want in our lives. We can literally manifest what we dream because we have the direction. And that all goes down to having confidence. If you know what you want and you love yourself and others, then you have no problem fighting for that.
And anything you want, like you said, like manifesting, or all that will come naturally. Because I feel too, a lot of people have a very common misconception of what manifesting is. A lot of people think that manifesting is wanting something so bad and putting your focus on that it will come to you. In most cases, it will not. Because the more you want something, the more you will drive it away.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a law of nature.
Yeah.
Take this for example. If you're a guy or a girl, and if you like that significant other a lot, and you really start getting pushy, and really want to be with them, and really get super intense, they're gonna think you're crazy. And they're gonna be like, all right, no, I'm good.
Definitely. I don't think any woman likes a possessive man, and I don't think any man likes possessive women, so.
So it's everything is a reflection of each other, and that's a very good example of what wanting something so bad can do. So if you really want to manifest something in your life, it's not about wanting it so hard, it's about becoming it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's about being it, about knowing that it's already yours.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about wanting it, it's about, it's mine, I'm already there. This is already happened.
Exactly.
And just believing that, putting your faith, your belief in it. You know,
It's
and you don't have to be religious to have belief or faith. No, that's
also a misconception.
another misconception. You can have belief and faith in yourself and love in anything. And if you do, wholeheartedly, using your love and your heart, you will have whatever you want.
The universe works in mysterious ways. When you're talking about manifestation, we're a great example of that. We were living in a small room for 3 years, working very, very hard, diligently, to be able to move out of there into a bigger space. but we had no idea what is it that we were gonna get, or we didn't really have like a set idea or what the ideal place was gonna look like. We had no clue. We literally just wrote it down on a piece of paper what we wanted our new space to look like.
Yeah, what our ideal space was going to be like.
We believed that what we wrote down on that piece of paper was gonna come into existence.
And we believed that it was already ours.
And it did.
And here we are now.
And it happened in that same year that we wanted it, that same year we manifested it.
And you guys want to hear the craziest part about it? Everything we wrote down in that paper, literally everything that was in that paper, we have here now in this space. Everything we wanted from a space, we got it. Because we asked and we believed.
We believed we already had it. And that's what it's all about. We knew that we were gonna get the space that we wanted. So we weren't like worried or stressed out or anything like that. We were so relaxed because we knew everything was gonna be okay. We were confident that everything was gonna be okay.
There you go, confidence. That's a huge one too. Having the confidence in yourself and your belief and your faith takes you to the next level.
So just because right now you don't see what you're doing is enough, or you don't see that where you're going is, you're not there yet, or whatever the case may be, don't think of it like that, because you are already there. You see yourself on the way, but you are already there, and you have to see it like that. You can't see, oh my God, what I have to do now to get there. You're already doing it. Everything you do every day is a step in the right direction, and that's how you have to see life.
As long as you're learning from your mistakes and improving.
Exactly.
Because just like that, you have the free will to not improve and stay stagnant.
Yes. And it's actually easier to do that.
It's more comfortable
than it is to grow.
Mm-hmm.
But in this platform, we don't want stagnation, we want growth. That's why our business is called Mind Body Elevation, because that's what we want. We want to elevate ourselves, and we want to elevate you guys as well.
Alright guys, so that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to our content, as it really helps us grow and become better.
Thank you guys so much for your support. We really, really appreciate it, and have a happy new year.
Happy New Year guys. See you in the next one.